All right, everybody, welcome back to Pop Goes the Zebra. It's been a minute, but here we are. We are right smack in the middle of a lot of big changes coming on the show in our personal lives. But in the meantime, we are here with it's going to be a couple of episodes kind of back to back here in a shorter amount of time period than we would normally do because Jesse is out in Arizona. Jesse, what the hell are you doing out in Arizona besides golfing?
Well, there is a golf course on this resort, but I don't think my swing is up to par. So I'm actually out here for SpaceFest. Um, it's basically like a convention where astronauts and support staff and people who astronomers and people who are associated with the space program. It's basically a big gathering of, of that sort of thing. Um, I'm we've obviously talked about it at one point. I'm the research consultant for Lunar Replicas, and we have a booth out here. Unfortunately, uh, I'm the only one here, so I get to man the booth solo all weekend. Also dealing with astronauts and whatnot. So
And
it's
how
going to be
are they? How are
uh,
astronauts?
well, funny enough, on my connecting flight in Houston, Walt Cunningham was on my flight. So while we were waiting to board, I went up and spoke with him and his wife, which we're good friends with. So, it was a fun conversation catching up with him. Um, as soon as I got here, I ran into Charlie Duke, who's the only moonwalker that's here. He's the 12th person to walk on the moon. Um, or excuse me, he's the 10th man to walk on the moon with Apollo 16. Um, I've run into the flight director, Jerry Griffin, one of the ECOMs, Bill Moon. All of them remember us from a couple years ago, which is a really cool feeling of like, oh, hey, Jesse, how are you? So it's like these are the guys. Jerry Griffin was involved with the Apollo 13 crisis. He was one of the flight directors that was in the trench.
I was going to
So
say, you might want to bring up to them our special episode, which is available in our archives, by the way, where we went back and we broke down Apollo 13, the story versus the movie and everything in between. So go back and watch that for more details. But Jesse, that is cool as hell. So what is your itinerary while you're out there? What are you planning on doing while you're there?
Well, right now, today was kind of the setup day. I know they had some things going on earlier today. Of course, I didn't get into Tucson until about 1 o'clock their time. It's two time zones over from where you and I are. Unfortunately, I'm absolutely drained from having worked the night before and then immediately got on a plane and flew out here. The itinerary for tonight, I've already checked into the hotel room. I've showered. Food is on the table, and then possibly this evening getting to the lazy river, which is an amazing thing. Yes, I'm watching you perk your head up. It is literally you sit on an inner tube and you just float around, and you can
And if
place your
you're
drink.
lucky, you've got a drink in one hand and another drink in the other, and you're double fisted it.
They deliver poolside, so you don't even have to get
I
out
will
of the
be
pool.
there in 3 hours.
No, it'll take a little bit longer, but yes, you could get here. The interesting thing, a couple years ago, we were out there. We were out one night, and we were all just kind of floating around, and roadrunners came up to the pool. Literally, like Looney Tunes lied to us about roadrunners. Okay,
I know.
they lied to us. Like just the coyote can catch a roadrunner. That's not. That's the. It's hilarious.
He
But
doesn't
they're
even
also
need the Acme rocket.
they are small, this like little avians that just run around, and it was I had never seen one in person before and thought it was the coolest thing. But yeah, it's lovely out here at night. Um, there's an observatory not far from here, but you can see the stars. It is amazing to see the stars out here. There's an Air Force base not far from here, so there's military aircraft coming in and out. We were here a couple years ago when a bunch of A-10 Warthogs made some passes over, which was exciting. But there's also like a lot of stuff to do off site that I'll probably end up doing Sunday. I know I'm going to try to visit the Titan Missile Museum if it's open. If not, me and some friends are going to go to the Pima Air and Space Museum and look at planes. So this is really kind of like an aviation buff, space buff kind of thing. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow's when everything really kicks off. The dealer room's going to open up at 8 o'clock. From 8 to 4, I'm basically going to be, I'll look at that in a minute. I'll be in the dealer room or the vendor room. I'll be in the vendor room running our booth with our merchandise, talking about our products, and then also schmoozing and rubbing elbows with people who have gone to space.
Fredo gonna be out there?
No, Fred is not doing a lot of events far from home, unfortunately. He's doing events in Mississippi, which is nice. Because Mississippi's not
drivable.
Too terribly. It's drivable. Out here to drive from where I live to here would have taken literally 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can do it because I'm in a patrol car for 10 hours every night, doing 90.
A sidebar, Your Honor. I discovered recently, and I've determined it's on my bucket list of things to do, but you're talking about it would take 24 hours to get out that direction, and it just popped into my head. I discovered that up here by me, there is a train. I don't know if it's actually doing it with COVID or not, but there's a train that leaves from Chicago and it goes out to the West Coast, and it takes like 2 days. But it's
only like $300 to do it.
The views and whatnot don't start till you hit like Wyoming,
No, so apparently that train ride takes 5 days because they'll stop everywhere. Yeah. And there are sleeping cars and you sleep on the train.
Yep.
And yeah.
That's on my bucket list of things to do before I snuff it.
That's been on my bucket list because I'm a train enthusiast too. So I've never been on like a real train ride. So that would be awesome.
We may have just come up with an idea for a show.
No, it's not a show. I feel like we could make like a series.
Yeah, a vacation. Like I'm sitting here, like we do 5 days, we go out there, we fly back. Like there might be something to this. Like we'll have to clear it with our significant other. Like I'll tell you this right now, my girlfriend will not do that trip. She cannot do stuff like that.
Cassie hates flying.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend is fine with flying. She just can't be stuck in a thing.
I think Cassie would be cool on a train, but she would not be good flying. So it's the opposite.
Yes, but yeah. So when you said that, it's like, you could take the train. The train.
Yeah, I would.
A heartbeat.
I would too, just because I think something about like a train ride seems, you're literally living on a moving vehicle for like 5 days. Like they stop in towns and you disembark and you do stuff like that. But literally there's dining cars, there's lounge cars, an observation car.
It's a giant Hogwarts Express, except for Hagrid's not waiting for you yet. Well, I suppose he could be if you go to Universal.
Yeah, but it's basically a hotel on wheels. So
have to look into that, Jesse. We really might,
because me getting to Chicago would not be out of the realm of possibility. Like I'm still waiting to hear about September. Don't know about it yet.
If you're watching, Chris, hint.
It's not so much Chris. He's waiting on somebody to. they have shows that are happening, and he's
I
not
know.
thinking too far ahead. So like, it's
I
probably
know.
gonna it's probably gonna happen. I just have to wait for the okay. I'm okay with waiting because
Waiting
you
on the
know,
world to change.
yeah.
Right.
I wish I was coming up in August because I'd love to come up for Warrior, but you know, you're inviting me, but you're not the one with Bizet. You got to clear it with the owners that you can take in a stray for a weekend. Because look, I've been wanting to get up to Chicago. I've been wanting to go to Chicago. I want to go to the museums. I want to go eat food. I don't want to be a full blown tourist, but I want to get. I want to see. I've never really been to a proper big city. Like, never been to New York. Never been to Chicago. I've flown over cities, but you know, I really want to experience that.
I love that
So
you're putting me on the spot here in front of all two of our viewers. Uh,
yeah,
nah.
who knows? There may be certain people that watch and they're like, these guys are idiots.
Oh, I know that anybody that watches this that knows this is going, no, they're idiots. No, we're
Yeah.
idiots. We're chuckleheads. We are a couple of chuckleheads with cameras. That's a dangerous combination. So, anyways, trying to get back on track. So you've got all that
Choo
going on.
choo.
Chiggy, 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 chiggy.
my train of call my train of thought Amtrak because it has been derailed.
Bubba came crawling out the back door. He said, "Pain, I can't feel my leg." I said, "They ain't there." Okay.
No.
So you've got that going on tomorrow. How long does SpaceFest run for?
So technically, SpaceFest runs Thursday through Sunday. Friday and Saturday are the meat and potatoes. They're like any convention that you go to. Like, there's stuff that goes on Thursday night, but not everybody's there. Fridays when everybody starts getting there. Friday night has the events. Saturday's the big, oh, this is where everything's at. 2 years ago, they had the astronaut group, Max Q. They're all astronauts that play instruments, and they have a band, and they played covers of all the songs that they chose to take on their missions or were wake up songs. Dude, it was so cool because, like I said, the drummer's an astronaut, the bass player's an astronaut, the guitar player's an astronaut, the piano player's
in the sky.
Surprisingly, no, they did not. There was a lot of Eagles, a lot of Beatles.
That sounds about like the right time frame too. For what we're talking about here.
There was a little bit of Dire Straits put in there. They even did the Safari's Wipeout, which was kind of I'm trying to remember. I think it's Jim Weatherby was the astronaut that's the drummer. He's like 7 foot. He's in his 70s, but was drumming like a maniac. It was great to watch. Unfortunately, they didn't book Max Q this year. So they're substituting it for a 90s karaoke party. So it's karaoke with astronauts. I'm not making this up. I'm going to record video. You know, I'm going to record video.
Please do.
I have to. It's
Jesse, not only are you going to record video, you're going to sing.
Oh no, I'm not.
You gigantic pussy.
No, fun fact, I actually brought my Red Special with me so I could just get up there and start playing guitar.
That's also acceptable, but you must make a fool of yourself one way or the other. That's just the way of things.
No, that happens on the lazy river.
You're going to play that thing on the lazy river?
No, me making an ass of myself. It's usually on the lazy river.
Okay, so I'm tracking. All right. So
yeah, no.
So you'll come back Sunday.
No, I know. I fly home Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's basically so the event isn't going to run super long on Sunday. It's kind of like people who wanted to make last minute purchases from the vendor room, stuff like that. A lot of the astronauts and everybody will be flying home Sunday morning, so there's not going to be much to do here.
Gotcha.
And that's the day where my friends and I are going to attempt to go to the Titan Missile Museum, because we're hoping, A, it's open on a Sunday, and B, it's not crowded. That's kind of why I wanted to come home Monday, so that way I was able to get like a little bit of time to do something. Because my problem with traveling is like when I'm doing events, I usually fly in the day of and then fly out like right afterwards. So there's not a lot of time to experience. Like my whole gripe with Tampa was that I didn't have time to really do anything. I flew in the night before, got up, and immediately started working on the shows. And then the last night, I think we got up the next morning and we're headed to the airport. So it's a lot of my trips now are really work. Like this is technically a leisure thing, but this is still work for me. I'm not here. I didn't pay money for a badge to come get autographs. I'm here representing a brand. So it's like I'm working. But it's a cool environment. I worked for conventions before as security and talent relations and working in a dealer room, and it's stressful. So I'm glad that I'm only doing the vendor stuff, which is kind of neat. But 2 years ago we had Max and a couple other people helping us with the booth, so we could rotate in and out. I got to do this thing solo, so I got to Iron Man this thing, which is I'm not stressing it too much, but it's I've got a lot of things going on, so my mind's in like 80 directions right now.
I feel you. All right, so you come home, then you've got wrestling the following weekend.
Literally, I'll work probably Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I think maybe Friday, and then prep to drive down to Alabama for 2 nights.
Greenbow, Alabama, which does not exist.
I was gonna say
while the battery exists.
Yeah. Oh God, I lost my train of thought.
You're talking about wrestling.
Yes. Yeah, so I will be in Alabama for 2 days. I'll drive down Saturday. We're in one town, which is not far from Huntsville. I'll stay in Huntsville. That way I can attempt to go to the Rocket Center per the usual. It's always my stopover. Do our show Sunday and then drive home Monday, try to get a little bit of sleep before I go to work. There's this whole thing where I don't really get a lot of sleep in between doing things anymore.
I'm no psychologist, but I'm pretty certain that's not healthy. But hey, if it works for you, it works for you, right?
Oh no, it's not working for me. It's just it's continuing to happen, and I don't know how I'm existing. At the time of recording this, I went to work at 7 p.m. yesterday. Okay, I got up about 6 and went into work at 7. It's what, 7 o'clock your time now?
I have 7:14.
So at this time and point, I've been awake for 24 hours.
Well,
I literally was in my patrol car for I think 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9, 10.
You're
8 hours.
running on something like 30 plus hours without sleep or anything like that.
By the time my head hits the pillow tonight, because I'm still going to go down. There's a social thing. I think we're doing a tribute to Al Warden tonight, which, I absolutely have to go. Al was our biggest supporter at Luna Replicas. I only got to know him a brief time, but he's the first astronaut that I could claim like I'm friends with. It's somebody that I could call a friend, a genuine friend, and it's a weird feeling. I've only done one SpaceFest, and the one SpaceFest that I did had Al. So now he's not here, and it's kind of everybody. And the thing is, everybody has the same thing. It's like they're so used to Al being here because he was kind of like the star of the show. No matter what, it was always Al. And now he's not here, and everybody's saying like, yeah, it's not the same. There's the vibe's not there anymore. So Yeah, want to pay tribute to Al tonight. Obviously, we're going to pay tribute to Mike Collins, who passed away just a few months ago, which I was very fortunate to meet him at SpaceFest 2 years ago. So that's why I'm trying to enjoy time with Walt and Charlie and some of those older guys. I think this is Walt's last SpaceFest. I think he's a bit too tired and he's cranky. He's a Marine, so he's very cranky.
Shout out to the Marines. Y'all are cranky bastards, and you know it.
Always.
Just throw a can at them. That'll calm them down.
I can name a couple right now that that are cranky for no reason. I'm looking at you, Shiny Shoes.
Oh, I was thinking you'd have to do some recon on that, but
I could, yeah, we could throw recon out there because
I'm always going to throw recon under the bus because why not? Recon's my dude. He's good people.
He's good people. Well, I mean, he's always going to talk shit about me because I was Air Force. So you're going to talk shit about me because I was Air Force.
He's just mad because he fell for the line and hook, line, and sinker and didn't get a real job in the military.
You know what's funny?
Bam! Score one for Army recon.
You know what's funny? I was checking into my room and there was somebody in uniform checking into a room that it said USCG, Coast Guard.
Okay, I need to preface this for anybody that's watching and not familiar with how military units and branches interact with each other. Think of it as like brothers, like little brothers that have been sitting in the back of a car for far too long on a trip. They're going to start ripping on each other just because they're there. Same thing. But at the end of the day, we're family. So we love each other, but there's a lot of branch pride. So we're not basically shitting on anybody or anything like that. We're prior service ourselves. We are having
so we're looking at it as Army is the firstborn, Navy is kind of like the second attempt.
Is the disappointing second attempt.
The Marine Corps is the screw up.
That no one can understand why, and the Air Force is the baby. Air Force is the baby.
No, we're not. Coast Guard came in there somewhere.
Coast Guard Air Force pretty new. Or Coast Guard's pretty old.
Yeah, Coast Guard's been around, like Merchant Marines. Then you got the Air Force. Now you got Space Force.
I ain't been around any of them, so I don't know. So technically, they're still in utero or whatever. So right now, Air Force are the babies of the family that can do no wrong, no matter how screwed up they are. They get the red by.
Boy, howdy. Okay. Are you a fan of Sketch's World?
Of who?
He's a Marine who does these comics, and I'll have to send you some.
Please do. Because I love taking the piss out of my Marine brethren.
No, dude. The way he does these, they're so great. You're gonna absolutely fall in love with the comics and the style. I laugh every time he posts one. Even like he just did one of the Chair Force, and it's great.
Chair Force Ranger, where have you been? To the DFAC and back again.
Oh, DFAC to get some.
They think their job is hard.
I was gonna say no. You know what the hardest job in the military is? Being a dependa.
Tell everybody at home.
So basically, the military spouse is allegedly the hardest job in the military because they have the same rank as their spouse. I'm not making this up. This is a thing that happens. I thankfully never encountered it, but it's a thing. It's a thing.
But, getting back on track. Haha, Recon, you're a Marine. I'm laughing at you, and you, Shiny Shoes, and ha 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 ha. But anyway, so yeah, we got all sorts of wrestling coming up. Although that's going to be pushed back a little bit because the next episode we're going to get a recap of how SpaceFest was. So we're going to drop this episode on Saturday, and then probably Thursday we'll do our normal time with Jesse's recap of SpaceFest. But between then and now, I've got Warrior coming up tomorrow. Check that out on Fight TV. Kylie Ray versus Lady Frost. John.
That's going to be. I was going to say Frosty and Kylie. It's going to be a banger.
Yep, and we got Lance Archer. He's going to go up against. He's going to go up against Robert Ego Anthony with Frank the Clown. I believe in a no holds barred match. That I think is probably going to be. Probably I don't know if it's not bolted down. I have a feeling that it's going to get used, just kind of based on what I've been hearing through the grapevine. But the other one that really got my there's so many, but if you look at the card, and I think we're going to include it in the pictures for the advertisements this week, but I think the other one that really catches the attention would have to be Davey Richards and Jonathan Gresham.
Ooh.
And if that's not enough for you, Brian Cage versus Ninja Mac.
What a clash of styles.
Yeah. But all that and more, go check out Warrior. Go check it out on Fight TV. Hopefully you'll see it. This is actually going to drop Saturday morning, so check it out tonight. And check it out, man. The card is stacked. Daga and Aramis. You've got Calvin Tankman and Jordan Oliver. Danhausen and Lee Moriarty. The Varsity Blondes are going to be in action. Like, there's really no reason that a fan of wrestling could watch this show and not be entertained. All that and more. Check that out. What would be tonight for those watching when this debuts. And then obviously check out all the upcoming shows that we will promote on our social medias. But Jesse, I think now is a good time to have a final formation. That's all I've got. Anything you want to put out?
I was waiting for you to just to come up with something. Now, just you can tell how much you screwed up by the level that the knife hand is pointing at you. This is bad. This is bad. Oh my God, what did you do? The
higher the hand goes before it points, the worse, the bigger the pile of shit you're in.
I don't know. I've seen one go completely vertical, and it's almost like, oh, that's like a rocket ship about to like.
That thing's stiffer than a freshly starched brown crown. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh. Anyways, as the usual, you don't add to the population. Do not subtract from the population. Please don't be the reason why we have a safety briefing on Monday.
And just to piggyback off of what the commander just said, this is the crew of Pop Goes the Zebra, as always, wishing everybody a good night and have a pleasant tomorrow. We will see you soon. Jesse, have fun. Try not to drown in the lazy river or anything like that, falling asleep, etc., etc.
No promises.
Peace and chicken grease, my friend. Until next time.